Good morning, this is YC in South Carolina. Welcome to my channel again, and today I would like to show you how I make the blueberry cheesecake that I grew up with. And I'm going to tell you what items that you need to get at the grocery store in order to do this, and you may already have some of them in your home. Okay, some graham crackers, unless you just want to get the crumbs already, because I crush these. And then you're going to need a can of blueberry pie filling, and this is it's a pound, okay, and 2 boxes of cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, and some powdered sugar. And I'm doubling this recipe because I'm using a 9x13 pan, but if you're just using one of those graham cracker crusts in like a little round pie plate, because maybe it's just you or just you and a spouse, just a couple people, then you can put this in half. See, I'm using 2 bricks of the cream cheese, but you could just use one, and you could use, instead of a pint, you could use the short one of the whipping cream. You could just put everything in half if you need to do that. And the wonderful thing about this recipe is that it is no bake. You don't have to put it in the oven, this type of cheesecake, because it's not like a New York cheesecake. And that's perfect for me because not only do I want to do it because this is the kind of cheesecake I grew up on, but it's going up to 106 today here. And I'm already going to have some heat from my toaster oven. I don't know if I want to use my crock pot or my toaster oven, but I'm going to be doing, a chuck roast later with, the carrots and potatoes and onions and everything. And I really don't want to heat up the house any more than that, just for a dessert. But I like to make a dessert for my family on Sunday. I always treat Sunday a little bit more special. Okay, and what I did was, you also use a stick of salted butter. And if you don't have salted butter, you can use a stick and then just, use a pinch of salt when we do our crust for our graham crackers, because it's the butter that holds it together. And you have to melt the stick of butter to put into the crumbs in the bottom of your dish. And then we don't bake it like they used to years ago. You put it in the fridge, and then the butter hardens again, making a hard crust. So now let's get started. What I want you to do, if you buy the graham crackers, is you're going to use like 18 whole crackers. So that's 2 packages like this. And these boxes usually come with 3. So you're going to use 2 of these packs. And I went ahead and already, started crushing them up because I didn't feel like taking out my food processor. And what I did was I put them, you can put them in a baggie if you don't have a food processor, or this is, because I ran out of baggies, this is the kind of bag that's inside those shake and bake boxes that you shake chicken and stuff in. And you just put it in here and tie the end, and you use a rolling pin, and you just, I don't know if you can see this, you just keep crushing it like this, like that. Or you could use a jar, or you could, you could just, crush it with your hands as best you can. And I got most of it already done, but this really, crushes it quickly, even quicker in a food processor, but I just, I already have enough to clean every day. I didn't need to do that too. One thing that is nice about the food processor is your stick of butter, it combines the crumbs just like that. So if you want to use your processor, by all means do that. It's already getting warm out there. It's not even 7:30 in the morning, and It's already 86% humidity. So yeah, it is really. And you just keep working it until the until the graham crackers turn into crumbs, just short of dust really. And then it'll be held together with the salted butter. Now there's my 9x13 pan. This is the stick of butter that I melted, so you're not waiting on me just to melt butter, because you know how to do that. A lot of people use a microwave. I don't use a microwave. And I'm going to, just to save time, let me just cut this because I'm not going to be using this bag again. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here in the bottom of my 9x13. And you can see some are still a little chunky, but that doesn't bother me. Okay, see, I got a crumb over here. Okay, now I will pour my butter into this. And if you feel like it's not enough, you could put 1 or 2 teaspoons more. However, you need to do it to set the crust down into the bottom of your pan or your dish or pie plate. And then you just mix it all around with the butter so you can get it set down in there. Eventually you can use your fingers, or you can put on a plastic glove and, really get it down in there. I hear people waking up. I'm going to be using my beaters pretty soon anyway when we put the whipped cream into the cream cheese. And you may think this is dry when you're doing this, but you don't want to put too much butter. You think about it, this is already a whole stick of butter. So you really got to work with it. Unless you just, just want to buy one already done, which I don't think tastes as good, but that's just my opinion. Everybody likes different things. And when this is all down, I will put this in the fridge to harden while we mix our other ingredients that we will be pouring on top of this layer. Okay. Trying to get some of the wet crumbs over to the drier ones, And since there's butter in it, and this is Pyrex, you know, it's not going to stick to the bottom. You'll be able to cut these in nice squares after. I think that was my oldest son. He'll stay up all night. You know how those gamers are. I'm just kidding. They can do things how they want. It's a different world now. Okay. Bella's laying behind me. I'm going to get right in here with my hand. I really want to make sure that this is mixed with the butter. So that's what I decided to do. Okay, I'm just going to start pressing it down. And then, however it will be, it will be. And I don't need this up the sides or anything like that. If you buy a pie plate already done, it's going to be up the sides. But I just do the bottom of the 9x13. That's all I do. Looking really good. You see how quickly it went flat down. Okay, and I am going to use a cloth to wipe my hand. Okay. Alright. Because that is greasy with the butter, you know. Okay, maybe I'll get a napkin too. Don't like being greasy. Okay. I am going to put this in the refrigerator, and I will be right back to do all the creamed ingredients. Okay, I went ahead and I made the whipped cream, and that's just basically I do have another video that shows you how I do it when I made Jell-O at 4th of July. It's called the Broken Glass Dessert. If you wanted to go back into my channel and find where I make the whipped cream, you know. But this, you just take a carton of heavy whipping cream and you put the mixer or beaters on it until it forms peaks, and you don't want to overdo it because it starts to turn like a butter. And we're going to take this whipped cream and we're going to put it in with our 2 cartons of the cream cheese. Okay, and I will do that right now. Let me move this closer. And we are going to add some icing sugar to it. I had a little bit of crumbs on this, but that's okay. It's no big deal. It's going to be the same cheesecake. And you know, when you make your, when you whip up your heavy cream into whipping cream, it's best to use a metal bowl that you chill in the freezer first. That's why I have a metal bowl, because it works really well that way. It whips up quite quickly. Okay, and I'm going to use my beaters and mix all this, and then I'm going to add a cup of icing sugar. Okay, let's see. Now this is going to be a little bit loud, probably even from my family too, but they know I make stuff all the time, so I'll see what I can do here. I don't know how long this will reach. Okay, I'll move it over just a little bit. very quickly because I had my cream cheese out at room temperature for a good little while. And that's why it was able to whip so quickly. If you take your cream cheese right out of the fridge, you know, it's going to take you a good little bit to get it all whipped up like this. Okay, so we're going to take, because I'm doubling it, it's not just a half a cup of icing sugar. It'll be actually a whole cup. Which, you know, that can be sweet. So, matter of fact, I am, just as a safety, I'm going to use my 2-cup measure and just bring it up to a cup. If I just use this, it's just going to go all over the counter. Okay, so come on, try to get the bag down. Okay. Let's see where my 1 cup is. You ever wonder why, some I think years ago used to put red, but you ever wonder why they make the measurements exactly the same color as the cup? Like, you think when they punched them through with the press, they could have put some kind of ink where you could see the measurements. Some of those old-fashioned cups have little red lines, but it's so hard to see. I haven't had my coffee yet, if you're wondering why I'm a little groggy. And I usually have a banana. I haven't done any of that yet. Okay. Is that a cup? That's a cup. That's a cup. We would just put this in. And, you know, there is a teaspoon of vanilla, but my vanilla I mix in with my whipping cream. And I'll make sure I have everything down in the description for you if you want to make this, so you'll know about that. Okay, and let's get this going again. It smells sweet and good. Okay. Oh, it's getting caught on all my boxes. I have to make sure it doesn't fly everywhere. And that's basically it for this. See, and I'm going to leave it out so that it's more spreadable while I chill the crust for a few minutes. Let's see. And then what we're going to do is, after I'm satisfied that the crust is where the butter has hardened again in the crust, I'll take it out and I'll spread this on top of it. And I will bring you back at that time. Hi everyone, we are back, and I have removed the graham cracker crust out of the refrigerator because I am satisfied that the butter has hardened now since I had melted it on the stove and put it with the cracker crumbs. Here's my dog again against the washer and dryer. Bella, what are you doing? Are you making a noise? Okay, now I'm going to put all of our creamed ingredients on top of the crust, okay? I'm going to try to put it in, you know, chunks here and there so I could just spread it and have it, try it not to lift up the, you know, bring up the crust with it. That's what I'm going to try to do. It's been a good while since I made this, but my kids love it and I loved it growing up. with the icing sugar, cream cheese, and whipping cream, I made a mess here. I was going to say, should you taste it, you're not going to want to stop eating it. It's that good. So try not to make that mistake because you'll just want to keep on eating it. It's really, really good. It's completely delicious. Okay. Okay, now, let me wipe my hand. Okay, put this aside, get it out of our way, and we will spread this as best we can. I have some on the edge of my dish. I'll just wipe this off. That way it's not dirty when I put it into the refrigerator. Okay. And I'm just going to spread it evenly across it. Just do the best you can to get it as even as you can. It shouldn't take that long, you know? Because I doubled the batch, it goes all along pretty quickly. Let's see here. It's nice to have a cold cheesecake for a change because you've seen what the price of cheesecakes in the stores are. It's expensive. Which there is, you know, a lot of ingredients in it, but really when you think about it, cream cheese isn't all that expensive, especially if you get it at Aldi's or somewhere reasonable like that. And either is the pie filling. It's not that much. I think it's the decadence of it. I think that it's because everybody likes it so much. And if they think you're not going to want to do this and make this, they're like, well, let's put it at 10 something or 15 something. They'll pay it, right? But you have to make your own stuff every now and then, right? Especially now. Give that to my son. Okay, now you can chill this for 2 hours and put this across the top. Or, like me, I'm probably going to put it on right now and then chill my whole dish for 2 hours. And then we can come back and cut a piece. Don't think I'm going to use that because it has cream cheese on it. I am going to get a spoon to spread this on. Some people don't want topping at all, and they just want you to leave it like this, and then you just put whoever comes. Like if you have like let's say you have a son that's having a birthday and this is what he wanted, or if you wanted to just make a nice supper for your husband and he didn't want this on right away, you could put it on right before you serve it. A lot of cheesecakes are served like that, where if you have the round pie-shaped one and you have a pie-shaped one where they just put a little bit of strawberries or cherries or blueberries in the middle right when they serve it. This, like growing up, we just put it all on across the top of it, and each piece has some because we all like blueberries. So I'm going to get a spoon. I'll be right back. Okay, start to heat up out there. That sun's going to be coming through the window at any time. And I'm going to put it on right now because it seems like that's what we used to do when I was growing up. And this adds sweetness too. So with that cup of icing sugar, if you think your whipping cream wasn't really sweet enough, be careful what you do because this adds, sweetness too. And you don't want it sickening sweet. You want it to be a nice, cool, refreshing dessert too. And just enough, Okay. So sorry, I'm scraping the can. Yeah, I imagine you could use, your homemade topping too if you happen to, grow blueberries or strawberries, or you could use your homemade topping would be wonderful. This is just happens to be the blueberries. We grew up with using a can on top, and so that's what I have decided to do. And you might get a little bit of white in it, but guess what? This is homemade, so it's not the end of the world. Makes you feel like sometimes it is, but I don't know. Okay, what's going on here? It actually looks pretty. I love blueberries. Let's turn this around. When my oldest was a baby, one of his favorite things to eat in the baby foods was blueberry buckle. And blueberries are really good for you. They offer ingredients that bolster longevity and everything. So there we go, folks. This looks so good. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, and my hand here because this stuff can get sticky. And that's what it looks like. Okay, and I am going to put this in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and I will bring you back at that time. Welcome back, everyone. This is 2 hours later now, maybe just short about 7 minutes. And our blueberry cheesecake has completely chilled. It's looking really, really good, and I don't know if you can see the side of it. Where in a glass Pyrex you can see the side. It looks so pretty. Anyway, I'll go ahead and cut a little piece to taste, and then we'll just make it a little piece because we'll have this after supper later. And for those 2 hours, I got all my dishes done, all put away, and I made 7 hamburger patties for the freezer. I seasoned my chuck roast and have my carrots cut up and my onions and everything, and I got a lot done in those 2 hours. I hope I cut it enough. I'm trying to use metal. I don't know if that will help compared to using plastic. I don't know. Anyway, the first piece is always going to be the hardest, and I think pies are like that too. And the next piece, it'll get neater and neater as time goes. I'll take that little chunk out of there. Okay, I didn't do the neatest job cutting it, but anyway, you get the idea. It's got the graham cracker crust and the cheese, the cream cheese with the whipped cream and everything, and the blueberries are on top. Okay, and it looks really good. It's delicious. It's really, really good. I'm gonna have another bite. It's delicious. Oh yeah. This will not make it till tomorrow morning. Excuse me for talking with my mouth full. This is absolutely delicious. It is worth it, and I didn't have to light the oven or use any eggs or anything like that. It's perfect summertime cheesecake, and not that expensive compared to the ones in the stores. So I thank you for watching. I hope you give it a try when you get a chance, and I hope you have a fantastic day.